Okay, for types of relations, you need to know about the 4 different types of relations they're talking about. One-to-one, one-to-many, many-to-one, many-to-many. Okay, so I'm just shortening them for myself. So one-to-one, one y value for every x value, and one x value for every y value. Okay, so it doesn't matter which way you draw a line, so you do a vertical and a horizontal line test, you'll only ever touch it once. Okay, for a one-to-many, for one x value, you can have many y values. So for one x value, many y values. Okay, a many-to-one, many x values for one y value. And many-to-many is many x to many y. Alright, does that make sense? So when you're looking at the graphs for these, okay, so you draw a vertical or a horizontal line to test this out. Okay, so if we had a graph that looked like this, okay, if I draw a vertical line, how many times do I cross?
1.
If I draw a horizontal line, how many times do I cross? So that's a one-to-one. Okay, if I had a graph like this, right, I draw a vertical line, how many times do I cross? So I have 2 y values for one x value. So what am I?
Many-to-one.
Other way around. Always start with x, okay? So one x value, many y values. So one-to-many. Alright, if I have one like this,
Many-to-one.
right, many x values for one y value. Okay, and then the last one is one like this.
Many.
It's not a very straight line. Alright, you get many whichever way you go, so you get 2 crossings any way you go, so it's many-to-many. Okay, so that's as simple as that gets. So all you need to work out is how many x values there are, how many y values there are, and fit it into those 4 categories. Whether it's one-to-one, many-to-many, one-to-many, or many-to-one.
Okay.
Okay.
On the next page C, can you explain that one? Because I never get those ones.
On the next page C, what do you mean?
Right at the top.
Question 4.
No, right at the top. Work example A, C.
Work example A, C. Yeah?
Yeah? Can
What
you
about
explain that one? Like
Okay.
how it works on those, because I don't get them ever.
Right. So if this is like that, that's your graph. Okay? If you do your vertical and horizontal line tests, okay, so let's do vertical. What is it? How many times do I cross the axis on each one of those? I'll cross the line on each one of those. Once. How many times do I cross it if I go across it twice? So I'm one-to-many
Many-to-one.
or many-to-one? Well, which is it?
Many-to-one.
Well, you've got to start with x values. So if I do an x value,
So it's 1-to-many.
right? If I do an x value, if I do a vertical line test, I only cross it once. But for each y value, I get many x values. So I'm many-to-one. Many x to one y. Alright, so I'm many x to one y. So it's many-to-one.
Okay, which follow
So there's only one
the up line, the up line.
Yeah, there's only one y, but there's many x's, yes.
The up
The
line is
vertical line is
Vertical line.
Yeah, the vertical line
There's a
tests the
vertical
X
line
and the
across
across
the
line.
So vertical line actually tests the y, it's the other way around. Vertical line actually tests how many y values you get.
Yeah, but you're.
Okay.
That's where I got confused.
The horizontal tests how many x values you get. So to work out whether you're many-to-one or one-to-many, alright, you start with your horizontal line and work out how many times you cross it, and then do a vertical line, and that's the second part. So for example here, we start with a crossways, we get many, we go up, we get 1. So therefore this is a many-to-one graph. Does that make a bit more sense?